Now, a great honor, the Lion of St. Mark. It's not only the Lion this year, it's the Lions of St. Mark, because we've got a duo. Now, this accolade is modeled on the lion statue in St. Mark's Square in Venice, where this festival was held for the first time in 1954. Yes, before Cannes, there was Venice. And with this, we recognize individuals who made a long and outstanding contribution to creativity globally and locally in their countries, their agencies, and indeed their sectors. Philip.
Thanks, Juan. Yes, as Juan was saying, this is a very special award. Previous recipients have included Lee Clow, John Hegarty, Marcelo Serpa, and David Droga, just to name a few. And as Juan was saying, this year's Lion of St. Mark is very, very special because for the first time we're honoring two brothers, and it is also the first time we've honored Asian creativity. And this year the award goes to Piyush and Prasoon Pandey. So, Piyush Pandey is known to many of us, of course, but he's the executive chairman and creative director of Ogilvy in India, and is commonly referred to as the godfather of Indian advertising. His brother Prasoon is a director with a vision that has graced hundreds of movies and commercials, respected and admired across the industry for their insightful and nuanced work that embraces the culture and the spirit of India. I'm thrilled that we can celebrate tonight their contributions to the industry on this global stage. Piyush Pandey won his first Lions, 2 gold Lions, for his work on anti-smoking campaign in 2002, marking the start of a period of worldwide recognition. His work was instrumental in popularizing advertising campaigns produced in Hindi during the 1980s and the 1990s, heralding a shift in Indian creativity and building its reputation all around the world. His younger brother Prasoon has repeatedly featured in the global rankings of top industry film directors, and he is one of the most awarded creatives in Indian history. Prasoon also directed the ad that won India's very first Lion, Ericsson's One Black Coffee, back in 1996, which rather wonderfully was co-written by his brother Piyush. So, I know it's a great story. So let's take a look at some of their work.
Never was a recognition so well deserved and so well earned, and how beautiful it is that brothers receive it together.
Change agents, industry influencers, trailblazers for communication rooted deep in local culture.
Prasoon, Piyush, unbelievable and overdue and so well deserved.
Every single piece of work that Piyush and Prasoon started creating was both a fire under our backsides and at the same time the light at the end of the tunnel, if it's possible to be both.
Basically telling us about things which we see ourselves many times but fail to notice what you notice.
The excitement which Piyush and Prasoon get to Indian advertising is something which is unmatchable.
One of the most prominent campaigns was the United Nations campaign against polio in India. And because of Piyush's incessant drive and creativity, that today I'm able to sit in front of you and say that India is polio-free.
Your work has significantly contributed to changing and getting India rid of its post-colonial mindset. And I think that's huge.
And I want proper parliamentary behavior.
We are trying to pass the bill for the rural development.
And the structure of the bell is...
You bring intense passion, yet the fun never stops. And the signature laughter never stops. Anything that you do looks so deceptively simple.
But creativity alone cannot explain the kind of work they have produced. It may have something to do with their personality, which is down to earth, warm-hearted and mischievous.
I think the most amazing thing about them is that they've used the culture of their country pridefully to make the imagery that they've done over the years. They've used the humor, the beauty, the humanity.
Fevicol, the glue product whose bonding is so strong, it reminds me of the Pandey brotherhood. It's very tight and it's inseparable.
And the fact that you're brothers makes it all that much more special, but then I also hear your sister is far better than both of you, so...
I am proud just to know you. Congratulations.
Please welcome to the stage the wonderful Pandey brothers.
Hi, thank you and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's wonderful to be here, and thank you, Phil and Can, for including us in a list of luminaries that we have admired for decades. My life has been a bit of a dream run. If I was to shut my eyes and rewind that dream, what do I see? And I'll try and capture that. I see my parents and my sisters flagging me off on this run. And as I start running, I see millions of Indians cheering me in 16 different languages. I can see on their faces that they're cheering me. I don't understand the languages. As I go along, I see a lot of wonderful clients who are handing over bottles of water and lemonade to me. And as I run along, I see my family again. It's grown in size. Now my sisters have children and grandchildren. They're waving at me. I can also see my wife with 6 dogs who are wagging their tails. And she's egging me on to keep running. And I keep running. And along the line, I see somebody running alongside. And I look on my side, and it's my brother. So we rub shoulders, and we keep running. And as we run along, I see a lot of Ogilvy people from India and international who are waving Ogilvy flags and telling you, don't stop. And there are also competitors who have wonderful expressions on their faces. They don't look like rivals. They also cheered me up. I think, end of the day, I still feel like running. The heart is pumping, and I look up to the sky. And my late parents and 2 of my sisters that I lost, they're saying, don't stop, boy, keep running. So I'm running around. the run is still not over, but it's been very enjoyable. And I pray to God that your run is even more enjoyable than mine. And one last wish list to fill. I'd love to see a lioness of St. Mark on this stage very shortly. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Phil, and thank you, Canland, for this. Gosh, this is awesome. First, I'd like to thank that particular lady or gentleman up in heaven who ensured that both Piyush and I were born into a really, really large family, living in a really, really tiny house. By the time Piyush and I came on the scene, all the four corners of the house were taken up by our 7 sisters. One was, learning classical dance somewhere. Somebody was learning classical music somewhere. Somebody was rehearsing lines for their theater performance. My father was teaching someone how to recite poetry in a certain genre, and my mum was, discussing, powerful woman characters in literature. It was like being born in a very, very crammed art school. One just could not escape learning. And I thank that one for this. I say that one because I have no clue which one. We have 330 million gods in India. I also want to thank my alma mater, the National Institute of Design, for not only broadening my horizon, but also for blowing up my mind by giving me an opportunity to meet this incredibly talented girl with a heart of gold, my wife, Gayatri. She's my best buddy and also my best critic. And she brought into our life 2 best pals, our kids, Ayushman and Tavishi. But most importantly, I think it's not happenstance that this award is called the Lion of St. Mark and not the Tiger of St. Mark. Because I think it very cleverly and very discreetly acknowledges that in this field, we are incapable of hunting alone. I'd like to thank my robust pride of DOPs, actors, music directors, writers, art directors, set designers, and most critically, my partner and my producer for more than 20 years, Cyrus. It's the immense imagination of this pride of mine that I get to get the first bite of this delicious dinner tonight. And finally, to my brother Piyush, my parents' very, very cramped art school lives on in you. And thank you all for all your appreciation. Thank you.
Lions of St. Mark, the Pandey brothers.